Okay, so we're going to show you how to shuck an oyster. What we have here are Quonnie rocks, which are some of my favorites. They're out of Quonochontaug pond. You can see really it's a, you can't really see, you got to kind of feel, but it's a really hardy shell because they're bottom planted, so that gives them a lot of heft, which means that they're just kind of tossed on the pond floor. Nice deep cup, which is kind of what you're looking for when you're buying an oyster, so it holds a lot of the meat in the liquor really nicely. And then a flat top shell here with a nice defined hinge. You can see that. So when we buy oysters for the shop to sell to you, we're looking for those qualities. A nice firm shell is going to help prevent it from breaking on you. A nice, flat and well-defined hinge is going to help to make an easier shuck for you guys at home. So the first thing you want to do when shucking an oyster is get yourself a dish towel. There's a few other methods to this. You'll see like steel gloves that can protect the hand opposing the hand with the shucker. I like to use a dish towel, but you absolutely those work too. So here we go. For the dish towel method, kind of just give it a fold, kind of just like so, to make just kind of like a nice little runway here. And you take the oyster. Obviously, I'm a righty, so it's just kind of reversed if you're left-handed. But take the oyster, you put it on the edge of the towel with the hinge facing up. What you're going to do is you're going to fold the towel over, and the reason for this is to protect your hand, right? So if the knife did slip, that it's not stabbing your hand. Some folks will kind of wrap their thumb in like that part of their hand around to go, like so. I've always just kind of done it like this, so that's how I'm most comfortable. But that is certainly an option for a little extra protection. So you fold the half of the towel over the oyster. You just leave kind of the hinge exposed. The knife. When you're holding the knife, this is known as a New Haven design, like a kind of a widened, flared out base, and then a knife with a slight curve to the tip. These are the ones that we sell in the shop. They're very functional. What you're going to do is put the knife kind of in the center of your hand, and then cup your hand around the knife like so. And then you're going to insert the tip into the hinge just like this, and you're putting what I just call is like a controlled pressure. Okay, so like it's like you're kind of like tensing up your muscles a little bit to just kind of like inch that tip of that knife in ever so slightly, and then when you kind of got it in a little bit, you're just going to kind of bend backwards. You can also kind of give it a quick turn, but I find if the shell is hardy enough, you should be able to just kind of use like a little lever just to kind of ever so slightly pop that oyster, right? So that oyster's popped. You're going to shimmy in so you get just the front part of that tip in there, and you're going to give it a crank counterclockwise so you really can open up that shell. Right? From there, you're going to shift the knife over, and you're just kind of going to shimmy across the top. And what you're doing there is you're going to separate that oyster from that top adductor muscle, like so. Okay, so now that's attached, and once you open that up, just kind of look for any little broken shell that you might have left behind. You kind of want to get that out of there. That's a nice looking oyster. Pretty full meat, looking nice. So what you're doing from here is you have to separate it from the bottom adductor muscle, right? So there's another muscle down there that it's attached to. You're just going to kind of take your knife and just kind of swipe to make sure to separate it from that muscle right there. So like French style would be to like go a step further and like flip this oyster over for nicer presentation. I think that's just a little excessive. So there you have it. That's a nicely shucked Quonnie rock oyster. We're going to give that a try.